Horton's World welcomes you. In the tapestry of human history, some threads weave darker tales, stories of the unknown, the feared, the whispered. They linger at the edges of campfire light, in the rustling leaves of ancient forests. These are the stories of witches. Figures cloaked in shadow, whispered to possess power beyond mortal grasp. Their legacy is a tangled vine, winding through centuries and across cultures. From whispered accusations to tales of potent magic, the archetype of the witch has captivated and terrified us for millennials. Why does this allure persist even in our modern age? The answer lies in the shadows themselves, in the primal fear of the unknown, and in the irresistible draw of forbidden knowledge. Witches, real or imagined, have long embodied these anxieties and desires. They are the embodiment of power, both coveted and feared. Their stories reflect our deepest societal anxieties, our struggles with faith and reason, our uneasy relationship with the natural world. To understand the witch, we must journey back to the dawn of storytelling, to the myths and legends that first gave shape to our deepest fears and most fervent hopes. Our journey begins not in the Dark Ages, but in the cradle of civilization, ancient Greece, where myth and reality danced in the flickering light of oil lamps. Here, beneath the same sun that warms our modern world, the seeds of the witch archetype were sown. These were not the haggard figures of later centuries, hunched over bubbling cauldrons. They were goddesses and sorceresses, often breathtakingly beautiful, yet harboring power that could level mountains or shatter kingdoms. Their stories, passed down through generations, spoke of women who dared to challenge the order of gods and men, women who wielded magic with both grace and terrifying abandon. No figure embodies this primal archetype more than Medea. A princess of Colchis, skilled in the healing arts and ancient magic, she became both savior and destroyer in the name of love.
For Jason, leader of the Argonauts, I betrayed my family, embracing exile to help him claim the Golden Fleece. Yet Jason's love proved fickle, and my fury at his betrayal knew no bounds.
With cold fury, she orchestrated the deaths of his new bride and even her own children, a chilling testament to the destructive potential of a woman wronged. On the mythical island of Aeaea, another sorceress held sway. Circe, daughter of the sun god Helios, possessed beauty that could ensnare the heart and magic that could alter the very fabric of being. When Odysseus and his crew landed on her shores, she transformed his men into swine, a stark reminder of the capricious nature of her power. Yet Circe was not merely a temptress or a tormentor. She was a mistress of transformation, her magic a reflection of the ever-changing cycles of nature. She challenged Odysseus, testing his cunning and resolve, ultimately aiding him on his perilous journey home. These early myths, imbued with both wonder and dread, established a powerful template. The witch, as embodied by Medea's fury and Circe's enigmatic power, was a force to be reckoned with. The twilight of the Middle Ages brought with it not enlightenment, but a deepening shadow. The Black Death swept across Europe, leaving a trail of unimaginable devastation and a desperate search for scapegoats. Into this void of fear and uncertainty, the witch hunt was born, fueled by religious fervor and societal paranoia. What began as isolated accusations coalesced into a continent-wide panic. The Church, wielding its immense power, declared war on witchcraft, branding it as heresy and a pact with the devil himself.
In 1486, the Malleus Maleficarum, or Hammer of Witches, was published. This insidious text, a manual for hunting and persecuting witches, became a terrifying bestseller, legitimizing centuries of unimaginable cruelty.
The Malleus Maleficarum, with its chilling directives, cast a long and dark shadow over Europe, turning fear into a weapon of mass persecution. Across Europe, witch trials became commonplace, a macabre spectacle that fed the public's insatiable appetite for fear and retribution. Accusations flew with terrifying ease, often targeting women on the fringes of society. the healers, the midwives, the independently minded.
Evidence often coerced through torture or based on superstition was flimsy at best. A birthmark, a whispered charm, a sudden illness, any of these could seal a person's fate. Confessions extracted under duress were seen as proof positive of guilt.
The punishments were as varied as they were brutal. Imprisonment, exile, or death by hanging, burning, or drowning awaited those found guilty. The lucky ones died quickly. Others endured prolonged agony, their screams a testament to the depths of human cruelty. The Salem hysteria. The witch hunt frenzy was not confined to the shores of Europe. In 1692, the small Puritan community of Salem, Massachusetts, became consumed by its own brand of hysteria. What began with a group of young girls exhibiting strange behaviors quickly spiraled out of control, fueled by religious extremism, fear of the unknown, and simmering social tensions. Accusations of witchcraft spread like wildfire. Neighbors turned on neighbors, friends betrayed friends, and the very fabric of the community unraveled. Over 200 people were accused and 20 were executed before the madness finally subsided. The Salem witch trials stand as a chilling reminder of the dangers of mass hysteria, the power of unfounded fear, and the fragility of justice. Beyond the Western Veil, the witch hunts that ravaged Europe and America cast a long shadow, shaping Western perceptions of witchcraft for centuries. Yet to limit our understanding to this single, brutal narrative is to miss the rich tapestry of belief and practice that exists beyond the veil of Western history. Across the globe, from the arid plains of Africa to the lush rainforests of South America, from the bustling cities of Asia to the remote islands of the Pacific, cultures have long held their own unique and complex relationships with witchcraft. These traditions, often rooted in ancient animistic beliefs, view magic as an intrinsic part of the natural world, a force to be respected, harnessed, and sometimes feared. The Serpent and the Staff, Africa's enigmatic traditions. In the heart of Africa, where humanity first took root, witchcraft, or juju as it is often known, is deeply intertwined with the rhythms of daily life. It is not a force separate from nature, but rather an extension of it, flowing through the land, the animals, and the ancestors.
Here, witches are not always the reviled figures of Western imagination. They can be healers, diviners, and protectors. Their powers sought out to cure illness, ensure a good harvest, or ward off evil spirits.
Yet there is also a dark side to this power, a recognition that magic can be used for both benevolent and malevolent purposes. The same herbs that heal can also harm. The same spirits that protect can also possess. Where spirits whisper, Latin America's dance with the unseen. In the culturally diverse lands of Latin America, where indigenous beliefs intertwine with Catholicism, witchcraft takes on a syncretic blend of old and new. Here, curanderos, brujas, and shamani walk a delicate line between the spiritual and the earthly, the sacred and the profane. These practitioners are often sought out for their knowledge of herbal remedies, their ability to communicate with spirits, and their power to heal both physical and spiritual ailments. They are respected members of their communities, their knowledge passed down through generations. Yet, fear and suspicion linger, remnants of colonial-era anxieties and the Church's historical persecution of those deemed heretical. The line between folk magic and witchcraft can be blurry, and accusations, while less common than in centuries past, can still surface in times of fear or uncertainty. Beneath ancient skies, Asian witchcraft's enduring presence. From the soaring Himalayas to the bustling streets of Tokyo, from the rice paddies of Vietnam to the deserts of Mongolia, witchcraft in Asia is as diverse as the continent itself. It is woven into the fabric of ancient religions like Hinduism and Buddhism, coexisting alongside modern belief systems. In some cultures, witches are feared as malevolent sorcerers, capable of casting curses and summoning demons. In others, they are revered as wise women and men, healers and spiritual guides. In Japan, for example, Shintoism, the indigenous religion, recognizes the existence of kami, spirits that inhabit all things. Miko, or shrine maidens, act as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds, their rituals and offerings essential to maintaining harmony and balance. Across Asia, belief in the power of spirits, ancestors, and the unseen world persists, interwoven with modern life in ways that continue to fascinate and challenge Western understandings of witchcraft. Reclaiming the craft. Witchcraft's modern metamorphosis. The 20th century, for all its advancements, did not erase the ancient allure of the unknown. In fact, as science and technology reshaped our world, a curious thing happened. Witchcraft, once relegated to the shadows of history and superstition, began to re-emerge. This was not the witchcraft of the burning times, shrouded in fear and dogma. This was a witchcraft reborn, fueled by a desire for personal empowerment, a connection to nature, and a rejection of rigid societal norms. This modern resurgence was, in part, a reaction to the perceived failures of modern society: the environmental crisis, the erosion of community, the spiritual emptiness that often accompanies material wealth. People were seeking something more, something ancient yet deeply personal. From shadow to spotlight, pop culture's fascination with the craft. This renewed interest in witchcraft did not go unnoticed by popular culture. Books, movies, and television shows began to explore the archetype of the witch with a fresh perspective, often challenging the negative stereotypes of the past. From the whimsical charm of Charmed to the dark complexities of American Horror Story Coven, witches were no longer simply villains or victims. They were complex characters with agency, ambition, and yes, even flaws. This portrayal of witches in popular culture, while often romanticized, played a significant role in normalizing witchcraft for a wider audience. It sparked conversations, challenged preconceived notions, and made it okay, even cool, to explore the possibilities. A legacy of empowerment, the enduring allure of the witch. Today, witchcraft, or Wicca as it is often known, is a recognized religion in many countries, its practitioners free to practice their beliefs openly and without fear of persecution. But the legacy of the witch extends far beyond organized religion. The witch, in her many forms, has become a symbol of female empowerment, a reclaiming of ancient wisdom, and a celebration of our connection to the natural world. She reminds us that there is power in intuition, in creativity, in embracing the unknown. The witch's legacy is a reminder that what was once feared can become a source of strength, that the margins often hold the keys to transformation, and that the stories we tell ourselves have the power to shape our reality. Echoes in the bones. The witch's tale is woven into the very fabric of our history. It lingers in the stones of crumbling castles, in the whispered folklore passed down through generations. It is a story of darkness, yes, but also one of remarkable resilience. For centuries, the witch has served as both scapegoat and symbol. She has borne the weight of societal anxieties, the brunt of humanity's fear of the unknown. Yet she has never been truly silenced. The echoes of her story can be heard in the rustling leaves of ancient forests, in the crashing waves against a rocky shore. They whisper to us of a time when women who dared to embrace their power were branded as dangerous, as other. A tapestry of shadow and light. But the witch's legacy is not simply one of persecution. It is also a story of empowerment, of reclaiming the feminine divine, of finding strength in the face of adversity. It is a tapestry woven from both shadow and light. Today, the witch walks among us, not as a figure to be feared, but as a symbol of liberation, of self-discovery, of embracing the wildness within. She reminds us that true power lies not in dominating others, but in mastering oneself. The witch's story is a testament to the enduring human spirit, to our capacity for both great darkness and extraordinary light. It is a story that continues to unfold, its ending yet to be written. Their stories are timeless reflections of the human condition. And ask yourself, do you believe? Do you dare to explore the unknown, to confront the shadows that lurk in the dark corners of our world? We may stumble upon truths more unsettling than the shadows themselves. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of witches. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Horton's World for more explorations into the world's most fascinating myths and legends. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What other mythical creatures or legends would you like us to explore next? Share your ideas, and let's keep the flame burning bright. And as always, stay curious. Blessed be.